Her message came at 3:12 a.m. A single line. Cold. Efficient. Exactly like her. We need to talk before morning. It's about us. And about Adrian. I stared at the screen, my eyes burning from the hour and the weight behind the name. Adrian. Her strategic consultant. The man she praised too openly during board meetings. The man she defended with teeth bared whenever anyone questioned his sudden rise. The room was dark except for the faint blue glow on my hands. They looked foreign, trembling slightly, like they belonged to a man who hadn't realized yet that something fundamental had already been taken from him. I waited until dawn. She didn't come home. Instead, she walked into the office at 8:07 a.m. Perfect suit, perfect hair, perfect lie. She closed my office door without asking. Then she said it, soft, almost gentle. I think we should open our marriage. It's healthier for everyone. Approve it or you're suspended until HR processes your compliance. My world didn't break, it just tilted, quietly, like a floor shifting beneath my feet. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask questions. I just whispered, "All right." Her smile, small, victorious, told me she thought I'd surrendered. She left. And the room went silent enough to hear the truth forming inside me. Not surrender, strategy. The first crack appeared not in her confession, but in her confidence. She expected protest, a fight, some desperate plea. Instead, she got my stillness, and it unnerved her. I replayed her words in my mind, letting them settle like dust over an untouched grave. Open marriage. Suspend me. Compliance. Not a conversation, a decree. I felt the shock hit me in delayed waves. First confusion, then disbelief, then the cold realization that she had planned this, carefully, methodically. The CEO mask she wore wasn't just for the company, it was for me. There had been signs. I saw them now with brutal clarity. The late nights preparing for investor rounds, the lingering touches on Adrian's shoulder, the hushed laughter that died when I walked in, the way she called me practical instead of important. Small wounds, ignored, tolerated. I thought it was stress, pressure, her ambition pushing too hard against the limits of our life. But beneath all of it lay a truth so sharp it drew blood upon recognition. She didn't want partnership, she wanted ownership, and I was simply another asset to be reshaped or replaced. The betrayal wasn't loud, it was quiet, too quiet, and that made it lethal. I moved through the next days like a ghost, calm on the outside, dissecting every detail on the inside. Suspended from my own company, my badge deactivated, my desk locked. Yet everyone avoided eye contact, as though they sensed something brewing beneath my expressionless surface. I started digging, quietly, precisely, phone logs, cloud backups, internal access trails, HR review notes, unusual authorization requests. Adrian's name kept appearing where it shouldn't. Emails at midnight. Travel invoices with only two names, hers and his. Hotel reservations marked as executive retreats. Piece by piece, the truth stitched itself together into a tapestry of deceit. And then I found the document, a draft revision of the executive leadership structure. My position removed, his position added. Successor. So that was the game. She wanted me pushed out gently, silently, with a smile and a severance package. The open marriage was just her final move to break me emotionally before the corporate guillotine fell. Not the boyfriend. Someone she trusted. Someone she let into their home often. Someone she didn't want me to suspect. The realization settled, cold and precise. She wasn't just hiding who hurt our son. She was protecting them. The lab results arrived at midnight. A simple message. Match confirmed. The boyfriend didn't do it. I already knew. I'd known since the hallway, since her two calm hands, since the way she said accident, like it was rehearsed. I found her alone in the waiting room, gripping her phone like a lifeline. I handed her the printed report. No words, no accusation, just evidence. She read it. Her face drained. Her lips trembled, but no sound came out. She didn't look at me. She looked at the exit, at the darkness beyond the glass doors, at the truth unraveling in her hands. Then she whispered, barely audible, "I didn't want you to know." Exactly. My son wasn't hurt by her boyfriend. He was hurt by her. Her hands, her temper, her spiral she thought she'd hidden from me. She blamed him because he was convenient, disposable, already halfway out the door. And she never expected me to dig deeper. She forgot who I was. I sat beside her, calm, still. "Tell me the truth," I said. Not a threat, a simple instruction, the kind a parent gives a child. She broke. Tears, sobs, fragments of excuses mixed with confessions. I listened, not out of sympathy, out of necessity. Every detail she spilled was another knot tightening around her fate. When she finally stopped, shaking and empty, I handed her something else, a pre-signed custody petition, a restraining order, and my recorded audio of everything she'd just confessed. Her eyes widened, then crumbled. I stood. She didn't. "I'm not here for revenge," I said quietly. "I'm here for my son." But revenge was embedded in the truth, and the truth was now in my hands, not hers. I returned to my son's bedside. Machines breathed for him, but his hand, small, fragile, was warm in mine. I felt nothing for her anymore. No anger, no grief, just clarity. She had tried to rewrite the story, but I wrote the ending. When the police arrived to take her statement, she looked at me one last time, searching for mercy, for hesitation, for anything human. I gave her nothing. She lost more than her freedom that night. She lost the illusion that she could ever deceive me again. As they led her away, I whispered to my son, "You're safe now." And for the first time in a long time, I meant it.